Right, this is Doc Hardtree.
Okay.
Excellent, we got T-Rex on the phone right now. How's it going, T-Rex?
How's it going, buddy?
Pretty good, pretty good. You excited? I'm excited.
Super excited. Long time coming.
Absolutely. You know, I knew it.
Technology finally kept up with us, or caught up with us.
This.
Not entirely with our setup, though.
I know. Well, remember when you and I figured we were going to start LARPing? And that was like, I think 10 years ago. I started doing that 2 years ago.
It's a slow progression for us.
We're like a molasses ball rolling downhill deliberately.
Rolling downhill, I watched that Russian. Did you watch that video of those two guys in that orb thing going down that mountain?
No, I haven't seen that one.
Yeah, OSHA was definitely not supervising that ride. Yeah, two guys hopping a ball, and then they get just pushed down. And it was all right next to a ski lift, and everything looked like a legitimate operation. And then as soon as they let the ball go, it's just, I don't speak Russian, but I understand. Oh, shit.
Are they dead?
Oh, yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, it was that bad, huh?
One 100% died of spinal injuries on the way to the hospital. And the other one, not 100% sure, so there's a cliffhanger for that if anybody's interested. So he got that little, yeah.
Hashtag Russian ball on skiresort.com or whatever. Dude, you know what dates me, man? This whole hashtag thing. I'm gonna sound like an old fart here, but back in the day, we called them pound signs.
Yeah.
It was
100%.
like, it's like,
I still don't know what it means. I see everybody doing it, and I do it myself, but I don't know what the collective understanding of what the hell that's actually supposed to mean is.
oh, I had somebody that used to be close to me explain this to me once. I guess when you go on something like, see, I got a Windows phone, so all of my apps are like third party. But I guess it's Instagram. Instagram, there you go. I've got like 610 or something like that. If you hashtag something in Facebook or hashtag something in Instagram, it makes it easier to look up when I guess people are looking for like memes. Like, let's say you wanted to make a, I don't know, a funny cat meme. You know, like those haven't been done to death already. Then you'd do like hashtag cat falls off mountain.
So that if I go to Google and I type in the hashtag and that, your picture will come up?
Yes.
That's brilliant.
Right? So somewhere...
I'm just going to come up with all kinds of hashtags for horrendous things.
Hashtag spinal injuries.
Oh, man, technology.
You know, I was reading, really quick before I make our segue here, I was reading this thing on disclose.tv. They're kind of hit and miss. I like them, I don't like them. They're kind of NWO, but they're also, you know, kind of like about the giants sleeping under mountains kind of thing. But, dude, this guy is making a prediction. It's not a matter of if the internet becomes self-aware, it's just when it becomes self-aware.
And then we have the whole Skynet issue going on.
Oh, dude, if this internet that we know it right now becomes self-aware, it's going to make Skynet look like friggin' Mother Teresa.
100%. And why wouldn't it just look at us as parasites?
It's gonna bomb us with like horrible sex fucking themed rockets.
Dick rockets coming out of there.
Dick rockets. Oh, it's probably gonna drop wieners on our corpses when we're fucking dead.
Or somehow North Korea will still take the blame.
Well, they got the unicorn cave. Remember the unicorn cave?
No, refresh my memory on the unicorn cave.
Kim Jong-un, is he the new guy?
Yeah, the son.
Yeah. He
Jung.
he came out and said that they have a cave where they found a live unicorn. You know, I always thought Twilight Sparkle's fucking politics were abhorrent, but now it's official.
Well, maybe Bigfoot's there too.
Oh, dude, that'd be some horrible-looking babies.
Maybe all the awesome critters that we've always wandered over are just hanging out in North Korea. That's supposed to be. Like they're all forced into work camps. There really is Bigfoot, but he's chopping down along Siberia.
He's harvesting sugar cane for fucking Kim Jong-un's tea collection. Okay. On that note, let's make a segue, because we can make North Korea jokes all day. You know.
All the fun.
That's still funny. Okay. So we have today on the Dog Hardtree and T-Rex show, pretty much paranormal phenomenon. Now, living in the Mojave Desert like I do and like you did, we've had our fair share of experiences, mainly because we live next to one of the, what's pretty much the UFO manufacturing plant, only we call it Plant 42, but they make some weird shit. Sometimes they come out with what they've made, sometimes they don't. I remember for about 5 years, the stealth fighter was flying over our heads, and people would say, "What's that?" They would say, "Well, we don't know what it is." And then they finally came out, "Oh, by the way, that's ours."
Well, that's nothing. So don't you be worrying about what the hell that is.
Well, right? I mean, it's like when dude, the SR-71 was flying missions over Vietnam, and that was like a big trendy plane, like the '80s. Like every kid had a Blackbird model in their friggin' room.
Oh, I remember a T-shirt that had silver dollar.
Yeah, and it was and that thing was flying. I think that was made in '69. So you got to wonder what they've got right now.
And originally it wasn't black; it was chromish.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was silver. Then they stealthed it with the black.
Still, though, I think Chromebird doesn't have a good ring to it.
Yeah.
Chromebird.
But there could have been the UFOs right there, seeing, you know.
No, that's true.
Oh, shit, what the hell is that? All I've ever seen is
a cigar-shaped chrome object before.
And then next thing you know, this shiny thing that's coming out of the sky at Mach 2, Mach 3. You know, that probably turns them heads.
And of course, you know, if people say, "Well, what is that?" You know, our government's not going to go, "Oh, by the way, we've got a secret aircraft lined up." They're going to be like, "We don't know what it is."
Yeah, no, that's more. Don't you worry about that. Go home. Go ahead, go home.
Nothing to see here. If you talk about this, you're going to disappear.
You just imagine what they have now or access to now and this, that, and another.
Well, if you believe some of the really highfalutin UFO guys, you know, we've got what are called, I think, UFO hybrid vehicles or something like that. And now, see, I believe in meteorology, which is like the study of the weather and clouds and stuff like that. But a lot of people think that these big discs are actually stealthed out UFO hybrid vehicles made from technology pilfered from the UFO in Area 51. Wait. Is it 51 or 52? I just had a major break. Okay, I had a major break. 52 is the cousin. The lesser known area.
I haven't even heard it. But yeah, I mean, when I'd say, you know, what we're capable of, I'm literally just thinking capable of, though, because for some reason we're hitching rides with the Russians just to get into space right now. So.
Hey, T-Rex, can you keep talking for a second about something? To the listeners at home, I left my window open, and I'm deathly allergic to wasps, and one is kind of kicking on my bed right now. I have to go kill it before I forget it's there. So I'm going to give the floor to T-Rex right quick. I'll be right back. If you're screaming, don't worry about it. I'll call the cops myself.
You need to kill it before you got to end up turning around and burn your whole house down.
Oh, good. It's not a real wasp. I thought it was a...
Then our rickshaw podcast would be even less, because you lost it all in the great fire of the wasp.
Well, found a wasp nest, burnt the house down. No, actually, it wasn't a wasp. It was one of those crazy looking, like, they look like wasps. I was just trying to play it safe.
Have you taken care of your wasp situation?
Well, the one that's inside, yes. I should probably close the door and not be a dumbass.
Well, if you're gonna do that, since you said you wanted to gear this podcast up, you go kill the wasp.
Oh no, I already killed it. I used a foam battle axe.
I'll spend this next moment teaching our listeners about the didgeridoo. Okay, no, I'm just kidding. We're not going there.
10,000 didgeridoos. An army of didgeridoos. No, but I
In the next 3 hours, we're going to learn about Australian windpipes.
we're going to learn how to handle funnel web spiders if you find them in your shoe.
Oh, good God. Ever since I got bit by that spider in New Mexico, dude, I just can't.
I didn't hear this story. You got bit by a spider in New Mexico?
Yeah. Woke up back when I was trucking. Woke up, had a spider bite on my thigh. Wasn't feeling so hot. Whatever. Got on the road. By the time I got to Colorado, I was really sick. That was later on in the afternoon. I went to the doctor. They're like, yeah, you got bit by a spider. I just put a Band-Aid over it, basically. Sitting down the road. I made it up to, I believe it was Minnesota. Next day, man, I dropped my load and I went straight in the hospital, and it was no good. I was real sick.
Jeez.
Yeah. So ever since then, man, I just health and fear.
Like I don't go out to like bushes and like trees and deliberately get into spiders' houses. So I just ask they respect me the same way. So if they cross my line of comfort on my property, they're dead. I mean, it's sorry. I know we're probably gonna get like what do you call it? PETA or something.
Like spiders are walking around like, oh shit, can't go there. That's bad house. Don't kill it. I read somewhere that on average, people eat 6 spiders in their sleep a year or their lifetime.
You know what's funny? I was reading about that same study. Somebody actually made that study up to see how fast misinformation could spread.
Okay, because that did seem kind of, because I would think at some point I would remember waking up with some shitty taste in my mouth.
Well, also, spiders have survived long. I mean, I think the second animal to actually come up out of the ocean and onto the land were spiders. They haven't lived this long by stupidly wandering into sleeping creatures' mouths.
Are you serious? This spider's been around for that goddamn long?
Dude, the first thing out of the ocean was a scorpion. Second was a spider.
Oh, that's goddamn bullshit.
So they came.
Bullshit. I mean, they got way better defenses than I can even think of.
Right. They existed prior.
That's for sure.
They existed prior to like even the mammal class. Even the mammal species is like a freaking tiny little hiccup in the history of the spider.
Jesus. They could have been spiders that took out the dinosaurs. There's a whole new conspiracy right there.
The dinosaurs were arachnophobic, and they just kind of, every time a spider came by, they screamed and ran away.
Right into a volcano pit or a tar pit.
Oh, geez, that little jingle that you guys hear is I was dumb enough to leave my Facebook notifications on my phone when I took this podcast. So every so often you'll hear a little chirp or chime. That's not the fairy dust kicking in. That's Matt's stupidity. So.
We need to get more professional.
Right?
This is all a test drive, though.
Well, that's my fault for commenting on Teresa Wishka's post because she's incredibly hot and a drummer and has more friends that she doesn't know than friends I do know. So it's like, I leave a post on her thing, it's like 87 people whom I don't know are just like, hey, Teresa, how's it going? But that Reddit guy said it was pretty stupid. And it notifies me every time someone says that for some reason. Well,
is this is just a random hot chick on the Facebook and everybody's trying to be the white knight, thinking that they're going to get their little comment in and she's going to be like, him. I choose him.
Please.
He's the one I'm going to mate with.
No, because I've known Teresa for almost 15 years, and so I'll just say the most horrible, like nastiest, most profane shit on her Facebook comments, and she's laughing her ass off, and everyone else is like, "Oh my God, how dare you speak to the goddess that way?"
We must save her honor.
I was like, "Hey Teresa, when you're done with these schmucks, want to sit on my face?" And I'm like, "Oh my gosh." Oh, it's funny. We have good times. Teresa, if I knew the name of your band, I would totally plug them right now, but I don't. But Teresa Wishka on Facebook. Anyways.
Look me up, Teresa. I don't have the time.
I'll be your knight.
No, I don't have time for that either. I got so many things going on, I swear.
Okay, so let's gear it back to the present here, or actually the past. You and I actually got interested in doing the LPS, which is sort of the our Diet Right or the Tab ripoff of TAPS that survived a total of 2 missions before we got too scared to do them anymore.
Yeah, tell everybody what LPS stood for.
Lancaster Paranormal Society.
Lancaster Paranormal Society.
Or I also figured out it stood for Lancaster, Pennsylvania S'mores. But what actually started this thing, and once again, Brian and I kind of take a while to get the ball rolling on our endeavors. Years ago, I was taking a coworker of mine when I used to work at the Holiday Inn in Palmdale. I took a coworker of mine, Logan, up to China Lake to, I guess, pick up his vehicle, and I took Brian along for the ride because he was the only one that said yes, and also I didn't want to drive back alone. It's a long friggin' drive that way.
It was a long drive. It was the middle of nowhere, and we lived in the middle of nowhere. So for the middle of nowhere to us, I mean, that would scare most people.
Yeah, because our middle of nowhere is where they shoot cannibal friggin' mutants.
You bring in your own water.
But as we were passing, this China Lake, and there's a history of old farms out there, and I was driving. We were passing.
Old farms. That's the. Sorry, I don't mean to cut you off, but that was basically the cutting path into what is Southern California, I believe.
Yeah.
It went down that 395 up out of the north, and it just settled all along the way. So it's just a ton of old ranch homesteads.
And if I can cut in real quick, whenever Hollywood wants to depict Afghanistan, they always shoot out in Ridgecrest or China Lake. Quick thing here, Iron Man 1, where he's up there talking about the Jericho missile, and all the troops are like, "Oh, Jericho missile, blah blah blah." And I'd say, be feared or respected. Why not both? That was right there. That's China Lake. Boom. That's not Afghanistan. That's about an hour north of the Antelope Valley.
Also known as the middle of nowhere.
Middle of flippin' nowhere. Because nobody goes to Ridgecrest and nobody goes to Afghanistan, so you're not going to have people comparing the two. Minus our troops. Thank you for your service. But
Thank you for your service.
I'm talking about civilians. Schmucks like me. Okay, back to the story at hand. As we were driving, we passed several of these outbuildings. There was one close to the road, and as I'm driving past it, I swear to God, or Buddha, whoever you want to swear to, looking out the window was a naked woman wrapped in barbed wire and bleeding. And I said something to the effect of, "Bill, you don't say that every day." That kind of muttering to myself. And Brian and my friend Logan pretty much said, what was the quote, Brian?
You saw that too, basically.
Yeah, holy shit, you saw.
What you see, because I saw, like you said, just driving middle of nowhere,
Drug-free.
Alcohol-free in the car, and just happened to look left, because maybe I saw you guys looking left, I don't know, and because I was sitting in the back seat, and yeah, saw a woman with dark hair hanging in the doorway and just bloody. It was like, what the fuck?
So we kind of,
It wasn't like, hey, I just saw a bloody, because it really wasn't one of, like, it was like, what the fuck did I just see? And then I heard Matt say something to the effect of what was that or something, and then we all pretty much the same moment came out with the same visual.
yeah, I mean, three guys, three separate walks of life.
Logan was a guy I had never met before and never met since. I don't think I've ever seen that guy since that day and never had seen him before.
Yeah, no, we worked together for like a week after that, and then I left that job. So, Logan, if you're out there, you can verify this. But yeah, we had no reason to like collaborate or whatever. So yeah. Anyways, yeah, strange naked woman hanging in the friggin' window. I thought I saw barbed wire. There was definitely something making her bleed, covering her. So in true Matt and Brian fashion, 2 years later.
Well, no, we turned around. Remember,
Oh yeah, I take it back. I'm sorry. Well, on the way back home after dropping Logan off to get his vehicle, on the way back down the same road, looking this time, same building, there wasn't a single thing obstructing that window when we drove by.
See, now, this is where I don't want to confuse the story, because what we saw is 100% what we saw. But did we continue going, or did we turn abruptly around at the next turnaround? Because I feel like that's something where we would have turned around.
No,
but maybe we didn't.
We kept.
I feel like now, at my age now, I would like 100% turn around or maybe even call the cops or something. I don't know.
We kept going, and because it was just.
So we are horrible people. We had to be where we had to be. Let the dead lady at the window take up any of our time. I'm going to hell.
Well, unless somebody had taken the time to kill her, show her to passersby, and then abruptly cut her down to confuse us.
Well, now that's 100% on the fucking table. Now all I'm thinking is like, holy shit, we just saw a woman get murdered and we were out in the middle of nowhere. And then this fucking guy was like, oh fuck, somebody actually drove by. I'm going to take this body that I've done fucking out of the window. Holy fuck, I'm a horrible person.
Yeah, there's DNA evidence everywhere. Oh my god.
No, and then now we went out there dicking around, so ours is out there too. We're going to find that woman and we're going to prison. Erase this podcast now. Oh, shit.
No, but, so yeah, 2 years later we went back, and we were all decked out with our LPS gear, friggin' an EMF detector, voice recorders, and I must say, it turns out that there was about 3 houses. There was the one by the road, and there's the 2 that were set back into the field. And I know feeling is...
Now, hold on. I'm going to interrupt again, but houses, not like people are probably picturing, like, houses, or even, like...
Imagine a hovel. Imagine a hovel that's been out in the wind and rain for 80 years.
Oh, maybe even more than 100 and something years.
Yeah.
Made out of wood. Like, we're talking, like, wooden homes, old wooden ranch homes, like old homes.
Yeah.
Not like a 1950s track home that's gone to shit.
No, like, straight up, like, this was built by friggin', like, flatboards. It was like one step above a chicken coop almost, but it had carpet.
100%, yeah. That's a good depiction.
It was like a chicken coop with a chicken coop with a hinged door and a couple of windows at some point.
Yeah. But if those windows ever had glass in them, no.
Yeah.
It could have been just windows.
So we set up our thing. It was myself, Brian, and these 2 chicks that came along. who shall remain nameless.
I'll come up with names for them along the way.
Well, we're going to call one Stephanie because that's a commonly recurring theme. And I think the other one was just,
Juicy.
huh?
What?
Tinsy?
I don't know.
Yeah. Stephanie and
Is
Tinsy.
that your phone beeping again?
No, it's not my phone. That's your phone, dude.
Ain't mine.
Oh, well. It's the lady from the window. She's haunting us through her phone now. Why didn't you save me?
Oh, fuck, I'm hanging up. That's going to take us abruptly to what ended LPS.
Well, let's go with the ghost thing first. Bottom line, we didn't find a whole lot, but like I said, a feeling isn't proof. I'll be the first person to admit a feeling is not proof. That whole place felt...
Hold on. We did find something. Now, do you remember? We were all in, I think it was like the middle shanty, because there was one that was closest to the road, which wasn't close at all. Maybe like, well, it wasn't that far. Maybe 300 feet off the road, but through just shitty terrain, tumbleweeds and cactus. And then, so there was the first home, and then one set back about 100 feet to the left of that behind, and then one like directly to the left about another 100 feet or so.
It was like a triangle, a crappy shanty triangle.
Yeah. So you remember we were in the one in the middle, what would be probably the tip of the triangle. All four of us were in there, and we were hearing this cha-ching, cha-ching,
Yep.
cha-ching, that.
And then
Cha-ching, cha-ching,
I heard it was a galloping. And then I go, oh fuck, we're going to be attacked by fucking wolves or dogs or something. So, trying to be a badass, I rip my leather jacket off of my body, and I wrap my arm around, and I wrap it around my arm, because I figure maybe while they're mauling me, Brian and the ladies can, leave. But they were
I'll
like...
get to the car for sure. I'm shipping one of the chicks. I'll get to the car for sure. I'll drag you, bro. The chicks aren't making it.
But they were like Irish wolfhounds. They were like two very friendly, foofy dogs. And they were like...
They were the cutest thing.
They were like, what's up, guys? We like going to Haunted Shacks with... Hey, how's it going? And they just kind of hung around us and just sort of partied with us the whole... Not party, but just kind of stayed with us. It was kind of creepy because... Every once...
Now thinking about it, where these thoughts came from, where this story is going, makes me think even more so that some woman was probably brutally fucking murdered in that tavern we saw it happen.
Oh, yes, we're going to get to that. Other than some creepy mist, a couple of really abrupt temperature changes in the building, and I believe we actually got on recording some footsteps on the boards in one of the houses that we were not in, because we were very careful to announce ourselves whenever we came in or left. So we got some footprints. I think you might actually still have the master tapes of that. But long story short, after everything's all said and done, we're getting ready to pack up. The women folk go, "But we can't leave the puppies here." I'm like, well, they got here somehow. They've got collars. They're well fed. But we gotta take them back with us. Huh?
Sounds like they live here now. Fuck it, it's their home. I'm out. Let's go.
So they convinced me to drive up the road about a half a mile, and about a mile or so off this other road, and we just see this house. It's about 3 stories. We'd say 2 or 3 stories, but it was very big, very well lit, and this was like 2 a.m. by this time, and there was people on patrol outside of that house, and it smelled very distinctive, like turpentine.
100% on patrol. 100% on patrol.
So, you go, "Are these your dogs?" Click, click. "Oh, I think someone just cocked a gun." "Are these your dogs?" "Yeah."
Would not be the only time a gun was pulled on us during LPS.
No, it turns out it's a reoccurring theme.
100%.
So, we ditch the dogs, get the hell out of Dodge. Later on, we investigate this supposedly a murder shack up in Big Rock Creek, but it was a pile of rubble. There was nothing there, and the people that we were with were annoying. And then There was two nails. There was two nails that were the coffin. One was when I heard about this place from my buddy Kevin, that if you keep going down Avenue J, there's a couple of houses like on 300th East, and he said there's some ghostly activity there. Well, we got close to that area, and then I realized that we had to make a 3-point turn. So we pull up into this guy's driveway. Only house in the middle of nowhere. He's got a trailer just slightly out of explosion range, and the smell hits me and Brian like a friggin' sack of potatoes. I mean, this guy was cooking something, and it wasn't fucking Brussels sprouts. And then
he had the Heisenberg.
And then the next thing we heard was, what did we hear, Brian? Gunshots.
The fucker started shooting at us.
You had a 4-banger Mazda truck. We had that thing about 120 miles an hour on a dirt road. Oh my God!
And I think one of us had to poop. What did you do? You had to pull over to get things.
Yes.
They're so wound up.
Yeah. You're like,
It might have been me, though. I don't know. I might have just been trying to force memory at you.
no, it was me. It was me because you're like, I got some court documents here. I'm like, great, yay, paper cuts.
Oh, somewhere in the desert is your poop paperwork.
That's like a modern art piece right there, dude.
Speaking of which, not to really sidetrack, have you heard about that pool out in the middle of nowhere?
Yes, I heard somebody maintains it, and it's out there in the middle of the Mojave Desert. And you can look it up. I guess
you
there's...
gotta go over somewhere in Los Angeles to the museum. You pick up the key for it, and there's just coordinates. By now, I'm sure the information on how to get there is all over the internet.
Well, it's like, that's what...
When it first started, it was basically you pick up a key with some numbers on it or something. And I don't even know if it was just latitude or longitude or if it was something different. And you basically had to figure it out from there.
Yeah, because, dude, I gotta... I'm gonna make a quick segue here. A GPS, has kind of ruined a lot of things, like Google Maps and stuff like that. Because I remember when I was a kid, I kept hearing about this awesome thing called Burning Man out in the Nevada desert, and you had to know Burning Man. You had to know where it was. You had to know like people that were in there, and like it became its own city, and money wasn't recognized. You have to barter with artwork and drugs and that kind of shit.
So Burning Man's been going on for that long.
No. Here's the thing, dude. Once the advent of GPS was kind of like made like accessible to everybody, everybody knew where Burning Man was, and it's just become this big corporate thing ever since. It hasn't been Burning Man as people that remember it know it since I think 2000. It's just kind of been like a big sellout, rave in the desert, wave your rainbow flag kind of a thing.
I thought we were talking back in like the 80s or 70s or something.
See, that's when Burning Man was Burning Man, because you actually had to go out. Back in the 80s, if you didn't know where you were going, out that area, you could die.
Oh, so there was a Burning Man back then?
Yeah, you couldn't go on Siri, be like, Siri, look up coordinates. It was like, okay, well, the Thomas guy doesn't have anything drawn here, and I'm out of water.
Oh, I thought Burning Man was like a new wave hipster thing that just started up like maybe within the last 10 years or something.
No, dude, Burning Man's been around forever.
Oh, interesting.
So it became a new age hippie nonsense thing because I completely blame the advent of GPS.
GPS does.
I mean, it's
the wonder out of it.
It's a blessing and a curse. I mean, you and I, when we went to Racetrack Playa, were we using GPS or were we using coordinates from a map?
Maps, yeah. It was go this way and you go 17 miles this way, and then GPS. But shit, man, we hit that one road. It was 40 miles off road.
Yeah.
It took us 2 hours to cross that 40 miles.
Yeah, and we went to Teacup Junction, and some good citizen, like 2 days prior to us getting there, cleaned up all the fucking smashed teacups, so there was nothing there.
The road was so fucked, blew out the shock in my truck.
That's right.
I remember that.
Yeah, because we went.
I wouldn't mind going back out there again, but different timing.
Yeah, we went to Death Valley in the middle of the fucking summer. That was.
I remember specifically 119 degrees.
I remember specifically everyone telling me I was an idiot for going. I was like, luckily it was a colder day than usual, because we would have died. The tires would have melted. We had like one bag of salted peanuts. We would have had to eat my wife. You know?
The next group of people come out, we're just laying there like.
There's a skeleton with knot marks on it. That was my. Huh?
I just lost all language skills 2 days in.
Talking like Bobcat Goldthwait.
Fucking desert people now. Yeah, but that was an interesting place. Did you see how they figured out how the rocks actually move?
Yeah, it gets frozen. The ice melts, but because of the silt level in that area, the glaciers can actually, not the glaciers, the chunks of ice can actually move giant chunks of rock, and because the whole area is slick, you could literally exert like almost no pressure on one of these big rocks, and it kind of just slides around by itself.
Yeah, and it's just the right conditions, and those conditions aren't guaranteed. They could be 2 years in between a movement, and then it will happen.
Yep. And then you got these dumbasses who go out there and they steal the freaking rocks.
I remember that, and that was so disappointing. So disheartening.
You'd follow a trail that a rock has probably spent the last like 500 years making, and you get to the end of the trail and the rock's gone because some jackass thought that that's cool to bring the rock home, even though that rock serves you no purpose in your freaking living room or your rock collection or wherever the hell you put it. Like, those are the people I just kind of want to skull smash with the rock they stole.
It's definitely those people that ruin it for the rest of us. Those are SeaWorld people.
Yes.
No real appreciation for nature. Just take it for what it is, or take it for what they can, and fuck everybody else. They caught that one lady that was doing all that debasing on rocks.
Oh, like
in all the national parks.
Yeah.
See that?
Oh, they caught her?
They caught her. Yeah.
Good.
Thank God. This idiots, man. Like, but then I'm. It's really weird because I'll be really on one side of the fence, and then the next thing you know, I'll think of something, and then now I'm all the way on the other side of the fence. But I think like the Indian markings, the caves,
Oh, yeah.
and rocks and stuff. Were those kids that were just out doing dumb shit, doing graffiti on rocks, and now we look at it like, oh my God, look at that artifact.
Reverence, yeah.
It's weird. Will some generation in the distant future look at
They'll go to they'll go to Little Rock Dam like, who is this Tim and why is he a faggot? or like,
inspirational piece.
Yeah. Or what was this giant rocket ship with these two round things in the shaft and the tip at the end? This is all over the cave paintings. There's this shape everywhere. Sometimes were these
early technological civilization loved rocket ships. They just loved.
And look at this.
They ate them up.
There were giants alive back then that put these rockets in their mouth. or between their legs. It must have been horrifying to live back then.
There's just rockets everywhere. People loved them so much.
And they had fuel leaks occasionally, I guess. Oh, God.
Oh, this is going deep.
Just like those rockets.
That's what she said.
yes. Rockets.
And there's rockets for you.
I actually laughed so hard the back of my head hurts. All right.
So the second, we got way off topic there. We went from getting shot at for being one of the things that stopped LPS all the way to God, man, we went far. What was the second reason why we stopped?
Because
this was the reason that really got me.
Because you went to the actual TAPS, the people that actually do this shit for a living, website, and one of their chat rooms, and said, is there a chance that paranormal phenomena, however you want to call it, can follow you home and screw with you? And they're like, yeah, absolutely. They're like, done. I'm gonna sell this shit. I'm never going back.
That was pretty much it. Basically being told that if you're amateur hour and you mess with the wrong thing, that it can follow you home. That was enough for me. I'll just keep watching your television show.
I'll watch a television show and I'm going to go consult the shaman now.
Strong appreciation for what you do. Thank you. Would you like to buy any of this shit?
I got a voice recorder. I got an EMF detector. I got the skull I found with a feather sticking out of it. I don't. You might want that back.
Oh yeah. No. Fuck. I was telling you earlier, I could do a paranormal investigation right now at work. I got that apartment that lady died at. I went over there the other day, and the door shut while I was there. But it's because the windows were open and the door was open and it was breezy.
Yeah, but that's still kind of scary for that split second.
I was in that back room all by myself, and that door slammed. Oh, God, the hairs where I don't even have hairs stood up.
Did you jump like 4 feet in the air and scream?
100%. Grab my keys. I was done with work that day. I think I went down a chocolate shake.
I went home and changed my pants and got ice cream.
Like why I'm doing what I'm doing for a living. Yeah, I can make changes to it. That's how midlife crisis happens. It ain't out of the blue. Fucking scary, crazy shit happens that makes you think about a couple things.
Maybe I shouldn't be poking around at dead ladies' houses.
Yeah. It's creeping me out too, bro, because, like, she's gone dead. There's a ton of shit there I gotta get rid of, so I'm trying to make it as fast as I can, So I'm going through the bathroom, and I gotta clean out the medicine cabinets.
Oh, dear.
And, I open up the medicine cabinet, and that whole situation runs through my head like, oh, fuck, I gotta close this thing. And when I close this thing,
there's gonna be someone in the mirror.
Dead lady didn't stand behind me.
I don't want to look behind me. I want to close the medicine cabinet.
It really was like, I don't want to close this. I don't want to do this. Oh, yeah. The whole death thing is creepy, man. Everybody's got their religion, and some people are really confident with death. They're really confident that when they die, that they lived a good life, and they're good people, and there's a place for them. And then there's other people that aren't so confident with death. I don't claim any certain religion, but I believe there's got to be something greater than this. But that does not make me confident with death at all. What happens, dude? Does it just go dark? Does it, they say that there's a measurable difference when you die.
What, 21 grams?
A microscopic measurable difference. The moment of death.
It's 21 something. It's 21 milligrams, 21 something.
Yeah, I guess a little bit more. That's just something I picked up in my travels through the webs. But they say that, so maybe what is that? Where does that go? Does that automatically escape our atmosphere or plane? Because, it's not just our atmosphere anymore. It's not just, what's beyond here is heaven. We've proven, 13.5 billion light years of foreseeable universe.
Yeah.
So is heaven beyond that? And then does my soul have to travel 13.5 billion light years?
So can I
maybe that's purgatory.
Can I fly like Superman when I fucking die? Like that's a hell of a long road trip.
Or are we just trapped in our bodies? Because that's another thing. Like, we're only as smart as we are smart, and we only know what we know. And what we don't know, we simply don't know because we don't know it. That sounds awfully redundant, but when you say it to yourself, it makes sense. What do we know about death?
Absolutely
Is it
nothing.
The brain that dies? Is it the body that dies? Is it everything that dies? Or do you just simply lose control of all motor functions, yet somewhere inside your brain, you're still there? And then you get put in a box and shoved in a hole.
Yeah. I figured I don't like the whole box thing because what if that's true? I'd rather have my brain destroyed, or than be a prisoner in a friggin' pine box 6 feet underground, waiting for nature, waiting for the fucking worms to break through.
Yeah, burn me up and throw my ashes somewhere.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Yosemite. There it is. It's on paper. It's on the eye.
I want my last will and testament to have my ashes spread somewhere very inconvenient. Like the tallest mountain in Fuji, or like the tallest tree in Sequoia National Forest, or something. Just
throw me off Mount Everest.
Throw me off Mount Everest.
Good luck getting up there, you son of a bitch.
Or I want someone to skin dive out in the middle of the friggin' Great Barrier Reef with a friggin' paper cut, and throw me in the mouth of a shark.
Yeah, that's
Or like off the island of Komodo.
What happens next? Where do we go from here? Is there a reincarnation? Is there a limited amount of energy which we consider to be souls that can just be passed from individual to individual to the next to the animals in between?
Well, I don't know about you, man, but have you ever just gotten like, I've had a few weeks like this, and then nothing for years, and like a couple of weeks here and there, where you've just gotten profound senses of deja vu, and it goes beyond, I think, what the scientific explanation is for it, as in your brain's running too fast for your body. It's like, no, I remember just like laying in bed and dreaming this, and then like 4 days later it happened. That kind of shit. That ever happened to you?
Offhand, no, but I do know what you're saying. Like, I do go through, it seems like I just went through one, maybe a month or two ago where I had a few deja vus, just like boom, 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 within a short, maybe like a week or something, where I hadn't had one in a long time before that. And then, deja vu is weird. I had never heard of the whole theory that your brain is just running faster than then you can process stuff.
Yeah. Also, have you ever had like full on legitimate night terrors?
I have had some night terrors. Reoccurring dreams hit me more. I had one for about for like a year. It was every single night for a year. And it was just the same, like, apocalyptic scenario where I was with a certain person, and this person was there every single time, and we were either on a farm trying to defend ourselves or on a ship trying to defend ourselves, like a cruise ship or something like that. And I literally had this dream for like a year, over and over and over. The same dream. It was just annoying. Like,
See, I had a couple of recurring dreams, nothing like specific. It was just sort of like all in one location that I actually had mapped out. And then when I finally got the location mapped out, like the dream stopped happening. So I don't know what the hell that was about. But at my old house in Palmdale, the one you and I shared together, when I started sleeping in a certain room, I could see the whole explanation for night terrors, and I believe this. I'm not saying there was anything in that house, but I'm just saying that your brain wakes up before your body can, but you're still in a dream state, so you can still actually hallucinate or see a bunch of like stuff that's not there, and people take that as being alien abductions or like succubuses or incubuses or whatever you want to call it. All I know was I hated it because it was happening so frequently that I would like literally wake up in bed, I'd see my arm, I'd see the doorway, I'd know what was happening, and the only way I could wake up is if I actually managed to start twitching enough to where my wife would wake me up, or if I just started screaming in my head, and finally my body would wake up. But this happened with the frequency in that Plumdale house, and then it kind of wound down when I went to Leona Valley, and I haven't had a night terror since. But I do know there was some sort of bad juju in that Palmdale house. I'm not quite sure exactly what it was. Was correlation causation? Maybe, maybe not. But night terrors suck.
Now, was this before or after the passing that happened in that house?
Oh, no, see, she didn't pass in that house. She passed in her house.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Was it before or after the incident then?
Before, actually.
Okay. I was going to say, well, maybe it was some kind of, like, trauma, subconscious trauma that you were dealing with that.
That's very true.
If it was before, then, yeah, I don't know, man. That is definitely scary, though.
Because I would imagine myself looking at the doorway, and I would imagine like a shape coming in, and not like people typically imagine being like laid on or like knelt on. I never got that, but I always felt like I was being watched before I woke up. And but like I said, when you're in that state, you're still going through some sort of like you're kind of transitioning out of REM sleep. So it's very possible you could make the whole thing up in your head because you're thinking of scenarios that you wish wouldn't happen. And it's like when Ray Stantz brought the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man out in Ghostbusters. You're busy.
Oh, right.
You're busy thinking of stuff not to think about that even the most innocuous thought could get carried away.
Right. Yeah, the whole sleep thing is weird. The fact that we do anything in our sleep other than just completely shut down is weird. There's a whole other something going on there. And obviously, people that are smart, they're going to be like, yeah, it's called this. And, I understand that. I more mean, like, the fact that that is happening. Why don't we just into a nice plane of nothingness? And, it was kind of weird. Did you ever see that movie where that guy, it was like in the 80s? I can't remember. It started with an R.
Well, we put so much information in that last 50 minutes that I think it's time to wind this down because we have a litany of topics for the next one, and we do want to keep our users and listeners wanting more. Correct?
Oh yeah,
definitely. So
hopefully, blew your hair back.
Hashtag blow your hair back, right?
Hashtag blowing your hair back.
Excellent. So, coming up next, we're going to get to the wonderful world of cryptozoology. Had a couple experiences myself. I think that my buddy T-Rex has as well, or at least know some people. And
I got some cryptozoology living in my fucking attic right now. I got to go take care of.
Oh, the ghost raccoon, right? Or the raccoon opossum.
Raccoon opossum.
It's like a jackal, though, but real.
Mossberg 500.
Are they bulletproof? Let's find out.
On the next Doc Hardtree and T-Rex shit show.
I don't want to call it a shit show, but we will definitely have to think of a cooler name.
But, yeah, I gotta come up with something better than T-Rex, too.
Well, it's because you have...
I'm thinking, I'm wearing my wife's robe. I've taken a liking to it. It's very flamboyant. And my wife has been calling me Dusty Ropes.
Doc and Dusty coming at you.
I think I might run with Dusty Ropes.
So, we're going to retcon this to the Doc and Dusty show.
Till I come up with another fucking name in 10 minutes.
Our show's like a mood ring. Our show's like a mood ring. You know, you change your name based on what emotion you're feeling at the time.
That's the Doc Hardtree and Don't Fuck With Me Today's show.
Or the Doc Hardtree and Twilight Sparkle show.
Which is 100% the world I'm living in right now.
Oh, good times.
Let's have Twilight Sparkle and Rainbow Dash.
Oh, geez, dude, no, I have two girls, twins. One of them is into Monster High. One of them is into My Little Pony Equestrian Girls, and that makes them into the two most expensive lines of dolls on the fucking market right now.
Yeah.
Oh God, I built.
I mean,
Yeah, I spent all Christmas building a high school.
The other day, sleeve down, wearing my Freedom Ain't Free t-shirt, hunkered down in the My Little Pony aisle. Alright, well that's our show for this week, or today, or till tomorrow, or whenever the fuck we bring you another one.
Whenever we feel like it. The show's at the speed of the hosts. So,
Whim of the host.
yeah, we might crank out 3 in one day, or we might do one every 6 months, depending. Somewhere in between.
Coming up in future shows also is Cloverfield 10